On my last ride, I unfortunately dropped the bike onto the derailleur side. After that, I found that indexing was poor and I couldn't adjust it on the fly. So eventually went to the event mechanic, who diagnosed me as having a bent hanger. Now he sorted that out and the shifting seems okay, but now I'm back home I just want to confirm with a proper tool that it is true. On my bike being painted silver, it's easy to spot the hanger. It's this black piece of metal here which just hangs down, which then enables the derailleur to screw into this part. If it's bent in the X or Y plane, it just means that your shifting will probably be okay at the lower end, but it'll be off at the higher end, and no matter what you do to the adjustment, you just will not be able to get it in. It could also be twisted, which again will just give you problems. The only way you can do it is with a proper tool, and I'll show you now. The hanger alignment tool is simply a piece of metal that's got a connection this side to screw into the hanger, and then a point at the other end which will point at the rim of the wheel. You then move it around into different planes just to ensure that it's touching the rim all the way around. If so, then it's square and aligned. If not, you use the tool as a lever to gently bend the metal and get it so it's perfect. The job is easier if you remove the chain, but if you don't, put the chain into the smallest chain ring and not quite the smallest sprocket. This will allow a little bit of the B, or the tension in the derailleur, to be removed, and also gives you a little bit of room to manoeuvre the chain when taking the derailleur off. If you then get a 5mm Allen key, you can undo the derailleur bolt and unscrew. And be wary, especially if you've got a lot of B adjustment in, that you need to counteract that, otherwise this screw's going to bind against the derailleur hanger. So just keep an eye on that as you're unscrewing. And there we are, and you can just hang free. Now I can fit the tool. Just screws onto the derailleur hanger. Just be careful at first not to cross the threads because it is soft material. And tighten that up. Now, because the derailleur hanger is offset to the centre of the wheel, as I move this round, obviously it's not going to be in the same position, so you have this sliding assembly which moves the pointer onto the rim at the relevant part. So if I adjust that so it's touching the bottom rim, if I move the wheel, you can hear it rubbing on the rim. Now it's also a good idea to have a single reference point, because obviously if your wheel isn't exactly true, that can cause some error. So if you just use the Schrader valve as a reference, and as you move the tool around, use the valve in the same position, it just means you'll get the same reading. So I'm rubbing there at the bottom. If I move to this position here, I'm a few millimetres off, and if I move to the top, I'm probably about 3 or 4 millimetres off. So you can see, even though the mechanic on the event I was at did a reasonable job of getting my gears right, it's still not perfect. So I need to now use the tool to bend the hanger this way a little bit. So if you just touch the bottom again, it's the easiest point to do the bend. So it's rubbing there. So if I bend it back this way, I mean it'll touch more on the top there. So if I hold the bike and just give a gentle bend, doesn't have to be too much, and then try again. I've made adjustments in the vertical plane, and it's touching down at the bottom here, and if I move this tool round and up to the top, and then the wheel. You can see it's also touching the top. If I take it to the horizontal plane, I'm probably about 4 or 5 millimeters off. So the easiest thing to do is undo this, move it around here, and then I can use it as a lever to bend it slightly this way. Just gentle little movements. It doesn't take a lot. Keep checking it rather than trying to do it in one movement. That's a bit better. I need to do that a bit more. Right, nearly there. That's probably about 1 millimeter. So just keep repeating that until it's true in both axes. I think I've made all the necessary adjustment now, so I'm just going to check it all the way around. So touching the rim there, take it to the horizontal. Touching there, take it to the vertical. Touching there, and back to the horizontal on this side. Again, we're touching there. So I'm happy with that adjustment. Just need to reattach the derailleur and check the indexing.